Good morning, Lawn Pro Radio. Wayne Vo's Profits Unlimited coming to you live from Louisville, Kentucky. Yes, indeedy, on this hot and humid morning. Another one. It's finally beginning to feel a lot like summer around here, but hey, the rain's been crazy. But anyways, we're glad you're here with us this morning for Profit Time, and appreciate all you new guys being here with us on Lawn Pro Radio as well. Be sure to keep sharing that on your socials for us if you would. We would certainly appreciate that. And good morning, Doug. Hope everything's going well for you. I know you're down there attending your conference. I believe it was Georgia, I think is where you were off to, you and your significant other. So hope that's going well down there for you guys. A little breakaway and some great education. Yes, and speaking of some education, I got a little something I'll share with you all here shortly about South Carolina to Georgia. Yes, indeed. A little road trip, traveling around a little bit. All right, hey, good deal. I got a funny story about a contractor I was working with in South Carolina. If I think about it here as we move along, I'll tell it. But great guy, great business. His name was Clarence, or is Clarence. Talking to him in past tense. Oh my God. I got a really good friend, Robin Hamilton, and she's like, man, every time you talk about somebody, you say, well, they're dead now. So I think about it when I was talking past tense with somebody. So, but anyways, hey, great job this morning, Heckabus and Daniel leading us off. And Aaron Walls was not able to be on this morning. And he texted me this morning and said, hey, man, I'm not going to be able to get on. I'm in the ER with my father. So let's all give Aaron a big shout out and hope his father's okay. Today's also Aaron's birthday. So a happy birthday, Aaron Walls. Yes, indeedy. So hopefully you have a good birthday. Hopefully things are going okay with your dad there in the hospital. And just keep us posted, buddy. And just want you to know that all of us here at Wayne's Lawn Service and Lawn Pro Radio got you in mind. And we're thinking about you and your family right now. So, I thought hey, the power of prayer, right? I know, Patsy, if you're listening to us down there in Campbellsville, I know you believe in that power of prayer too. So send a shout out and a prayer Aaron's father's way. Good guy. I had a chance to meet him. Can't remember if it was last summer or summer before last. One of their hot dogs went to one of their hot dog sales they were having. Might have been. I think it was last year. I'm not sure, but he had a hot dog stand, and went up Tell City, Indiana. I went up there to see those guys, so everything went great. And but hey, we got off to a great start this morning, and out doing a little roundup, putting a little roundup out, doing some getting that first round of roundup down. We got most of them treated last week. We got a couple new ones that we went and treated today, trying to beat the rain, trying to beat that rain. Y'all know how that goes. But, hey, we're doing what we're doing, and probably going to be a half a day around WLS today. Just the guys been working hard this week. Certainly have. Doug, I'm not sure if he gave it up or not, or if he just cut back on it. I know he was had it up. He was trying to find somebody to run it for him. And was having a little problem finding somebody to wanted to run it for him. But I don't know if he gave it up or not. But we'll see. So, but anyways, hey, I appreciate you guys tuning in. Hope you got a great day. Hope you had a great week. And I hope you got some good weekend plans. Tab and I are going down to the lake to see a bunch of our friends. They're camping at a different campground. And I just haven't. Oh God, I haven't had the guts to do it yet. Get my camper out. I'm struggling with it this year a little bit, to say the least. But it is what it is, man. I get over it, and we're gonna get that damn thing out and use it because I love it. And it's kind of crazy, It's it's one of the things Jane said right before she passed away. She's like, don't quit camping. And So I'm not quitting, man. It's just, we've had a little bit of a break and whatnot, and with the lake being closed, and it's one of those things, man. It's just hard to get back into that routine. But I'm gonna go. I've been down a couple times with my friends Timmy and Robin, my very best friends in the world, and you have a lot of acquaintances in your life, but you've got very few friends. My dad told me that from young on. I never did really understand it, to be honest with you, um, until just I don't know, several years ago. And I can honestly say that another thing that my mom and dad was right on is, you cruise through life talking to a lot of people. You have a lot of quote unquote friends, or people that you do things with. But my dad told me, he says, Wayne, when you die, if you die with one good friend, you've done a heck of a job. And I've really come to understand that. And Timmy and Robin are that friend to me. So, um, anyways, they're probably not listening. They're having fun at the lake, so I don't want their heads inflating. But that's funny, Katie. Katie's over there having a great time today as well. Is just trying to wrap this week up. August 14th. Can you all believe it, man? We're almost halfway through August, and but I do hope you have good plans for this weekend. And we're going to have a good show today. We're going to talk about some serious things. We're going to talk about probably some fun things, and whatever road you guys lead us down is the road that we're going on. But I'm looking forward to getting down there when I get off my show today. That's where I'm headed. Going to go down there and bake in the sun with these guys in this wonderful 104-degree heat index we're supposed to have today, or 105 something. I don't know. I'm not so sure it matters once you get past, like, it's like getting cold and I don't know what that number is, but once it gets so cold or so hot, it's just, man, it just is what it is, you know. But I'm gonna give a big shout out to Fudge and Terry. I think Fudge is one of us guys. He's got a lawn and landscape business down in Central Kentucky, and they're going to be camping this weekend. So I'm looking forward to seeing them, as well as old Patsy and Richard, and that's Timmy and Robin's. It's Robin's mom and dad. Um, Timmy's in-laws, and they're great people too. And our old buddy Charlie's going to be down there, and Charlie's a great guy as well. So looking forward to a good weekend. We'll see. It's going to be awful hot. We'll see how that goes. Um, I don't know, what they're all planning on doing, but they are doing what they're doing. There's the world famous Matt Plahuta. Got Matt's sign on the window going. He got me a thing that says "on air" on the window for Christmas, man. So we use it all the time. Yeah, Matt's telling us a story. Did he really? Wow, that's crazy. I'll tell a little story, man. I mean, this is crazy. Something happened. It was one of our landscape things. Kyle had went out and sold a landscape cleanup and all, and we'll just hop into it. Uh, but so last week we went out and we sprayed all the beds down and whatnot, before we always do that before we go out and do our cleanup when they're messed up, and just to try to give them a better weed control after the fact, you know, rather than just going out day of pulling the weeds and then mulching it and having it look great, and then everything comes flying through, back up through it and looking bad, even though you do it when you're there. And we do them, a whole lot of them when we're there too. So it's not 100% all the time, but the way we do it. But when they're in pretty rough shape, we like to kill them down at least once, and then about a week to 10 days beforehand, and then go out, clean it up, mulch it, trim it, do whatever. But so all that to tell you this about this story is, the guy called yesterday and he said, and then we went out and sprayed it last week. Okay. And, or say last week, look, August 4th was our spray date on it. And, he called yesterday, and it was one of Kyle's accounts. And, he said, "Hey, I need y'all to come back out and do the, around my mailbox." He said, "I'm not sure if we talked about doing around the mailbox, but, it didn't get done. If y'all could come out and do it around my mailbox." That's true, Doug. I'll share that with you guys here in a minute. What Doug said. If you're not in Patreon, watching us live on and seeing the chat, but so Kyle's like, "When did y'all go out and do that?" And I said, "Well, we didn't. We went out and sprayed it. This is while Kyle was gone." And so what it boils down to is, we went out and sprayed it, killed it down yesterday. So Kyle goes out yesterday to see, and when he goes out there, everything's trimmed and mulched and cleaned up. And Kyle's like, man, he told me this when he got back. He's like, they had whoever did it, which it wasn't us, had just left because there was still some mulch laying in the street from their truck where they didn't blow it off. And it was kind of funny when Kyle had a picture of it this morning when we were going through it with our guys this morning, telling them the story and whatnot. And Jonathan said, well, yeah, we didn't do it. We didn't ever left that mulch in the street like that. And so it's good to hear that kind of pride and care, from your guys too. But long story short, we went out and Matt was just telling me they went out and did around the mailbox for the guy. And the guy gave him all a $20 tip for coming out and finish a job that we didn't even do. Kyle's like, well, we might as well go out and do around the mailbox for him. He said, because he had paid a deposit. We get a deposit on all of our work. So I don't know. He paid like a little over $1,000 deposit, I think is what the job was, around $4,000 or something for us. I don't know how much the guys got that actually did it. We're trying to decide if he hired 2 people and forgot, or if he hired us and somebody was unfortunate enough to just go out and do the wrong job for the day. He had the wrong address. And I mean, hey, that's happened to us before. I mean, my brother Corky, he got paid for a couple different yards that he mowed the wrong yards on, where one was a bad address, and it don't happen often, but occasionally it happens. And but he got paid on a couple of those throughout the year. But I can honestly say we were talking about it this morning, and I don't know that we've ever trimmed and mulched the wrong yard. We vacked a pile of leaves at the wrong address, stuff like that, but nothing like that. Could you imagine being the customer and somebody just shows up at the wrong address, starts trimming and mulching? And I don't know if you need it done.
Good for you. Yeah.
Yeah. Good for you, but Merry Christmas. But I don't know. I've done a few Merry Christmas things myself for people, but thought it was cool when Matt said he gave them all a $20 tip. Maybe he gave them a tip because you think he thought they did the rest of the work? Who knows? I mean, we don't know. Kyle's tried reaching out to the guy and hadn't been able to get a hold of him, but we'll see. But I think more than one of us. Mike said he did 80 bales of pine straw at the wrong house.
Wow.
So I hear you, buddy. Hey, we're not laughing at you, man. I mean, it happens. I mean, it does. It happens, And then I don't know. You got to decide. Do you have the guts to ask for it?
No.
Or just say, hey, call us if we can help you. But they're probably not going to call you, but they might too. So I mean,
I would not call somebody that accidentally did my property if I needed something in the future. Like, hey, you just showed me that maybe you did a good job on something. Right?
Yeah.
I'm not going to pay you for the work that you did that I didn't want you to do, but I might.
But what if you liked it and wanted it done?
No, I'm not. I wouldn't. Sorry, I didn't call you to do this.
Oh, Lordy.
I might do a tip. I might be like, here's, $100 or something. But yeah. I'm not paying
You're not going to say, well, tell me what I owe you.
Yeah, no way.
Oh, God. Mike said that was his first year in business. He's trying to make himself feel better. That
it was free. It was free work. It was advertising.
It was advertising.
You took some pictures. You had the,
There it is.
It was a write-off.
That's right. Oh, my God. Yeah. There's an inside joke to that. What was that? Schitt's Creek, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. That show Schitt's Creek. It's a write-off. But, Doug says he's mowed a few of the wrong houses before. I'm glad to know you guys are stepping up and being honest with us like we are, because I mean, hey, it does. It happens to the best of us. So, and if you say it hasn't, let's just put it this way: you haven't been in business long enough, or you're really, really lucky, or you're fibbing just a little bit. But goodness gracious, what a start! What a start! Hey, we're going to take a short break and we'll be right back with more Profit Time here on Lawn Pro Radio. Don't you go anywhere. Appreciate you guys. Mike says he didn't get payment on the wrong house, but he did get a call from the guy later and he landed a $15K commercial contract out of it. So that was worth 80 bales of hay or straw. I mean, hey, Katie's got a funny joke about, but I'm not going to try to do it because I'll mess it up. This is a perfect lead for it, Katie. Here, come here. You can do it.
What do you call a bundle of hay in church? So that's a thinker.
That's the dad joke of the day. What do you call a bundle of hay in a church? So we know you guys are really good logical thinkers out there. So it'll be fun. It'll be fun to say the least. So, but anyways, hey, sorry about that. Had to clear my throat. Speaking of educational things coming up, while you guys are thinking about what you call a bundle of hay in a church, and for you guys that aren't watching us on the live feed stream with the chats, if you want to text it to us, you can text me at 502 550 8307. It's 502. Mike got it, a Christian Bale. Oh my God.
That's funny.
Oh, how
good work.
Katie had to give us like 6 days of hints.
Yeah,
that's crazy. Mike, you rock, buddy. I shouldn't have told everybody that quick, but yeah, he was oh my gosh. He does it, man. He's on it. But speaking of education, we got our seminar coming up, our in-person live seminar coming up in Indiana next Thursday. Yeah, August 20th. I had to think about it a second. Next Thursday, August 20th, we're going to be at the Hendricks County Conference Center and Fairgrounds, just a little bit west of Indianapolis. It's actually called Danville, Indiana, but I mean, it's just, really close to Indianapolis. So if you guys would like to come, all you got to do is go to the Indiana Professional Lawn and Landscape Association's website. You can sign up. They got a field day. They're going to have a lot of CEUs going on. We're doing a bidding and estimating presentation from 10 to noon. So we got a 2-hour presentation. We'll also be broadcasting live from up there. Daniel and Katie are going to go and with me, and we're going to be broadcasting live on Lawn Pro Radio. So we'll have a lot of people, hopefully, that we're talking to up there, and so looking forward to it. It's going to be great. Going to be a great day, and so be sure to register for that. I'm not exactly sure what they're charging for the day, if you will. And then I know they do have some fees that are associated with classes that you pick. But we would love to have you there. And we're going to talk bidding and estimating. So like to have you up there. So again, if you're interested, you can reach out on the website at Indiana Professional Lawn and Landscape Association. And hopefully we'll see some of you all next Thursday. So a week from today, we'll be talking about how it went up there. So pretty crazy. So with that being said, Daniel, I wanted to talk a little bit about this week's kind of fun. I mean, we've had, I was telling everybody we had that gentleman that we worked with. He said about 15 years ago, come in and see us, Moss Clore, who's now retired firefighter, still mowing some lawns and working with a towing company, actually setting up accounts for towing. So he was doing some code calling, and he said, man, I was in the area and thought I'd swing by and see you and talk to him a little bit about him Wednesday. But we had another gentleman reach out to us yesterday, DJ, was his name, and he has a power washing business, and he sent us a nice. He sent me a nice little text. He says, "What's up, Uncle Wayne?" He called me. He said, "Do you remember when I was 17 years old?" I'm gonna read you his text here. I don't want to put y'all to sleep with a bedtime story, but it's kind of cool, really. Uh, it's humbling, if you will, to know. And we've all done things like this for people. You have, I have, we all have. But he said, "Do you remember when I was 17 years old? Would come in your office and we'd talk about business programs and CDs that you have." He said, "I've been using that service request form for almost 29 years. Of course, I changed it up a little to fit my business, but I couldn't make myself do a complete redesign of because of the sentimental value. Today, I decided to make a change, and I'm struggling with it. LOL." And then big smiley face. But he just wanted to say thank you for all the times that you taught me a lot of stuff. So, yeah, that it's nice, Daniel, to know that you can help somebody.
Mhm.
I mean, that he actually worked for us a couple years after, that when he was younger, and then I'm not sure when he started the hurricane business, the power washing side of that, but 29 years evidently. He was in here at 17. So what's that make him? 46 now.
Yeah.
So crazy. Kind of like the gentleman in Ohio that we talked to a couple of weeks ago. Um, Harold, right? Ryan, wasn't it? Ryan?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
A couple weeks ago.
And but anyway, nice to know you can help somebody, with something, and then they think out. I mean, what causes that to trigger in somebody's mind? Hey, man, you think just using the form, I guess, but he
Yeah.
did send a picture of it, so it's kind of cool. It still looks a whole lot like what it used to look like, and the funny part about it is, Katie and I were just talking about our service request form yesterday.
Yeah.
We were actually going to talk about it on our show,
Mhm.
and then to get that text, it was pretty interesting. But anyways, DJ, hope you're listening to us. I sent him a link to Lawn Pro Radio. He's a big tech guy too. So he actually helped us. We actually paid him. This goes back several years ago, a long time, maybe probably 20 years ago, maybe, maybe into that 25 range. But he was young and he was really good on SEO and stuff like that. That was part of something he did on the side, right? And he actually helped us here at Wayne's Lawn Service with getting our snow and ice our website for snow and ice management to pop up at that point when we were out there trying to beat the streets pretty hard and trying to grow it and get it to where we wanted to get it with the right clientele. So um, big shout out to him for helping us with that, and it all worked out. But anyways, pretty cool. Something I wanted to ask y'all today was, have any of you all seen the new 7 Up, where 7 Up has changed their formula? Just curious. Let me know. 502-550-8307, or if you're watching us in the Patreon and the Profit Circle, uh, and be sure to chat us up on that on our chat there, and let me know. Uh, but yeah, I was Robin that I was just telling you about. My friend, or her and Timmy, she likes to drink 7 Up with her Crown, and I guess that's okay to say, right, Daniel?
Yeah, that's fun.
I mean, we're on internet radio, so it should be okay. I mean, they're not a paid sponsor, but anyway, she likes the 7 Up, and she was telling me the other night that when she went to get it, they had reformulated. I thought she was joking, but it was 7 Up, a lemon lime. Excuse me, I got a cough. Now it's lime lemon. They put the lime first, and so they've rebranded. And so last night she called me and she says, "Man, before you come to the lake, would you see if you can find some real 7 Up
Oh my goodness.
for me?" She said, "I hate this stuff. It's it's no good." And so I did. I went up here to our local Walmart. That's even going to be another story for later today. But I went up there and they still had three crazy. They had three 24 packs left of the old version formula. And the rest was this in new packaging. So
I wonder how long do sodas last?
I don't have any idea. I
Month,
don't have
couple
it.
months
Have
maybe, or
I would think at least in a can. You'd think they'd be good for a while.
yeah.
I
I
don't.
didn't know
I
as
don't.
far
I
as
don't
losing
know
the
the the
carbonation or whatever it's called.
carbonation.
Yeah.
I don't know. That, but so that can or that thing Kyle's got
Um,
over there. So a can and
yeah.
plastic bottle might be different. I'm not
I bet
sure,
they are.
but
Callie might know.
yeah. Well, you know what? Yeah, because Callie used to work for Anheuser Busch, so they would know when they start putting that born on date or something. Do they still do that on beer? They might. Any
Never
of you
heard of
guys
it.
know? Do they still put that on beer?
Is that like when it was bottled or whatever?
When they bottled it, they called it the born on date. And on the can, it's Kyle sitting tell you the day it dies. Oh God! But it said born on date on the. And they might not
There,
even do it
if that's
anymore.
not a country song yet, it will be. I mean,
Well, I mean, this goes back a lot of years. So
no, I mean like that sentiment.
if they haven't hopped on it yet, maybe I don't know.
Yeah.
But Seven Up is rebranded, and so I looked it up actually. And this morning when I came in, when I decided I was going to talk about it a little bit, and there is a correlation between business, this and profit time is, but um, they said it was their first change in their formula for 15 years, and I really don't remember 15 years ago that when they did their change, but obviously, they did. But they said this Gen Z and Gen Alpha. I don't know what the Gen Alpha
It's
is.
just it's just the generation name.
Okay, would that is that a much younger age group? You think?
It's probably I don't know when it would start, but yeah, it's probably just the one right under Gen Z.
It says Gen Z and Gen Alpha, those consumer preferences was for a citrus forward flavor. So that's why they switched their focus on lime instead of lemon. So we'll see. And it doesn't, and they rebranded the packaging. It still says 7 Up. But anyways, we'll see. It says, it's hitting the stores mid August. And
You know what it says?
what's it say?
So Gen Alpha started in 2010, but it says coinciding with the launch of the iPad and Instagram. So basically, they're saying they're the iPad and Instagram generation. I guess.
Generation.
That's funny.
So just think what it costs them to make a national change like that. I mean, obviously they think it's going to work or they wouldn't do it. But
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if any of you guys are old enough to remember Coke when they did it. Coke, remember they came out and they called it the new Coke. I don't know how many of y'all may or may not remember that. But and that didn't work too well. They tried keeping the old formula out in the new, and I'm not sure how long it stayed out, the new Coke, but I know they went back to it because their sales just didn't work the way they thought they were going to. I'm not wishing any bad luck on 7 Up, but
Oh, I don't think. Yeah, this will be a harm in any way. I mean, this is probably just a natural fluctuation of just changing it up. Like get people to hear about 7 Up again. Oh, people, oh, they're changed the thing. Let me, maybe go try it or whatever. Just get back into the headlines of this drink exists, after 15 years of not stagnation, just the same thing. I would say it's probably not that uncommon
yeah, that they do it.
that
So
stuff gets changed up like that.
Mike said his favorite Coke is the Mexican Coke. He said it's got real sugar in it.
Hmm.
So and but anyways, and that got me thinking about really, and what I want to get your all's opinion on here on profit time is, have any of you all rebranded? We did here at Wayne's Lawn Service about 15, 16 years ago. We couldn't remember the exact date here, but we did rebrand from Wayne's Lawn Service to WLS. And it's an expensive transition for any size company. I mean, we're obviously nothing compared to 7 Up product, but I know for us, I mean, it meant we had to re-letter our trucks. We had to rebrand not just our trucks, but everything that we had our name on. Our business cards, our paper, our pens, our pencils, our the envelopes, just and everything had to be rebranded. Our uniforms, so but we decided to rebrand because we just thought that the name Wayne's we kind of outgrew it, and I'm not saying that was a bad decision. You say, well, McDonald's never outgrew McDonald's, you know, or Wendy's never outgrew Wendy's, but we just wanted, we didn't want, we were finding that people didn't have the perception of us being more than just a mowing service with that, because they attach Wayne's to what Wayne's was in 1979, basically when we started. And I'm not saying that's wrong or right, and I'm not giving you advice to change and rebrand. But what I do know is the perception of us being more of a full service at WLS uh, versus Wayne's Lawn Service has worked, a little better for all of since we diversified our services. So, but yeah, just curious. Let's see. Mike says, uh, yeah, I got you. Mike said he's sure they did their due diligence on what the rebrand costs versus what it's going to do for sales. But and he says, did you find any growth or easier time selling after WLS rebrand? Yeah, we did. We did. Um, um, Doug, appreciate you, man. He said they rebranded as well. They went from Blades of Steel Landscaping to Blades of Steel Services last year. So, yeah, I mean, it's obviously you look at it and you think, man, I don't want to go through that pain of change, right? But does the pain of change, it goes back. Well, actually, we're going to talk about that in our seminar. But that old saying a guy gave me up in near Fishers, Indiana, he said, Wayne, there's something called the pain of change. And he said, people don't change until the pain of change is less than the pain of staying the same. And that's where we were at. That sounds like that's where Doug was at. And, 7 Up and Coke and whoever, you maybe if you've rebranded. Um, and you want to go through, you don't want to go through the change, but you know that that's probably what's best for your company. So I think the smaller your company is, the harder it probably would be to do. I know because I think our ego gets a little bit involved with it because most of us when we start our companies, we put our name on it, and uh, Wayne's Lawn Service. Oh, that's cool, man. It sounds like, because when you're thinking about it at that age bracket, that 18 to 22-year-old age bracket, let's say, or even younger than that for some, right? You want the coolness of seeing your name on it. But after you scale a little bit and you grow, uh, and then the phone starts ringing a little more, and everybody's like, "Hey, I want Wayne, 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 Wayne." Then or Mike, or whatever your name is with your business, that's when you're like, oh my God. I mean, you can't escape anybody. Everybody wants to talk to Wayne. And I don't literally mean escape, and I don't want to talk to my customers, but as you do grow and scale your company and you diversify or delegate those some of those admin responsibilities or whatever it is all the way down line, production, admin, whatever it is, um, it's nice not everybody calling in and asking for Wayne, or Mike or Larry or Curly or Mo, whatever it may be. But I don't know. Just curious how much Doug made a little bit of change there with his. We made a little change with ours, and if you're considering it, I think it's worth considering. Yeah, there will be a little bit of expense to it, but at the end of the day, what's the overall change for your company going to be? And that's what we looked at too, was, our overall change that we're after is we certainly were after the target of not, we didn't want to be thought of as just a mowing contractor. We want it to be thought of, blades of steel services kind of concept, right? A more diversified in our service offering. That's like with our trucks, we've got landscaping, hardscaping, on it. Uh, we're not talking about that side of branding today, but some of you guys just get a little carried away with everything that you put on your truck. It looks like you're trying to read a novel. We'll talk about that on another day, but you do want to keep it simple on your trucks, and know that more people will see your truck than any other form of advertising you'll ever do. So regardless of what the name is on it, know that there's a lot of interest in keeping it clean and keeping it looking professional, and keep making sure your logos not messed up on it, or even if you're using magnetic signs, which I used for years, make sure that those are professional looking as well, and not hanging sideways on your truck. I see that more than you should. You don't see a whole lot of magnetic signs anymore. Why do you think that is, Daniel? You see a lot, quite a bit of it, but you don't see it like you do. You think people just aren't wanting to put them on their truck, or
I'm not sure. I don't know
I
if
never
it was
thought
a
about it till just
style
now.
thing or a I
You
don't I
know,
don't know really. I mean,
but yeah, they were just like a street sign
would
basically,
they stick on
and then you put them on
aluminum
your door.
trucks? Would
And
magnetate or whatever?
they might not. These new trucks are, it's like the magnetic lights won't stick on. Because what are they called? Or is it aluminum? What is it?
It's aluminum, yes.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that might be it. I mean, I don't know if that's it, but that could be it, Daniel, on why they're not there. I'm not 100% sure. So, but I don't know. You don't see it like you used to. I'll say that you don't see it like you used to.
Yeah.
Uh, at but it could have transitioned out, and it could be the truck issue. But anyways, hey, let's take a short break, and we'll be right back with more profit time here on Lawn Pro Radio. Don't you go anywhere. I got something funny to tell y'all. Just about, I don't know, 15 minutes ago, I went in to get me a. Chad made me think about it. I went in to get me a drink of water, and I turned our water on, and the pressure was just terrible. And I'm like, damn, man. We share, water comes through the building in front of us, is what happens. So I don't know if they were just really running some water or what the hell was going on, but it was like, I mean, I had the water on for about, this sounds like an exaggeration, but I swear it's not. I must have had the water on about 2 minutes trying to get about a half a glass of water. I mean, it was just trickling. It's like, damn. And no sooner than I said that, Chad walks in the door and he's like, trying to wash the truck, man. We ain't got no water pressure. It, so, so I don't know. Maybe, God, let's hope it's nothing serious, like a water main or something. It could be that, but he might be, could be our neighbor washing clothes or in the shower. I don't know. That's why you shouldn't be living here. But that's here nor there. But something was happening, man. If we'd had to put out a garbage can fire, we'd have had a hard time doing it. I mean, that water was just coming out like, it's bad all the time or a lot, but I've never seen it like it was just then, except in the winter when it freezes, you know. But anyway, yeah, maybe it's evaporating at 100+ degrees. No, golly, crazy, crazy. But anyways, I wanted to share a customer service experience I had with y'all last night, and it can't be a Louisville, Kentucky thing only, but I'm just curious because normally you don't have two weird experiences at the same store on the same visit, but I did last night with two different people. I mean, it was two different people. Tab and I walked into Walmart, and Walmart, yeah, we walk into Walmart, and first of all, and I swear this is not intended to make fun of. It's intended to think about your own business seriously on what may be similar, not exact, but what could be similarly be going on within your business. But we walk into Walmart and the greeter doesn't speak English. He just kind of nodded his head when we came in, which I was okay with that, really. But I thought, and as soon as we passed him, I thought, that's weird. I don't think he speaks English, So we walk around. I was looking for those 7-Ups for Robin, is what we ended up in Walmart for. So we got the 7-Ups. We found the 7-Ups, and they, like I said, they only had like 3 of the old flavors there, which was pretty interesting. They had all their new stock, Daniel. But anyway, so we go to check out, and I don't mind using self checkout. Tab don't like it for some reason. That's here nor there. It doesn't matter one bit. She likes somebody to check out. Okay. She feels like okay. So so we pull up to the aisle to check out, and we had our 7-Ups and a couple of just under 10 items. Wasn't much. That doesn't even matter. So, but we're sending them down the conveyor belt. The guy checking us out never said a word, barely made eye contact. Matter of fact, he turned around twice while he was just running our few things through, talking to the person next to him. Never said a word. Never said a word. When he got finished running our items, he pointed to the machine. He didn't even say anything. He pointed to the machine because I had my card out that I was going to pay with, my debit card, and he just points to the machine. So I stuck it in there and paid. It didn't say thanks, and the only reason I share that story, or he didn't even say don't come back. I mean, I didn't care. Just
Well, I'm curious to know, did he speak English to the other person that was working?
Broken English.
Okay.
Yes. So he did speak broken English. Mike says maybe we were on a prank TV show and didn't know it. That could be something like they do. I love that show, by the way, where those 3 guys do that shit to people. Yeah. But anyway, long story short, now here's the final part of this story. As we're leaving, okay, we leave with our products, same guy at the store, okay, at the exit now. Mm-hmm. I didn't know Walmart checked your receipt now when you leave, like Costco and Sam's and all, whatever. So we're walking up there and we get to him. He doesn't talk. He just goes like this. And y'all can't see it. He goes like that. So I'm walking up and he's like he's measuring something. And I looked at him and he didn't say anything. He put that out again. And I'm like, what? And Tab said he needs the receipt. He never tried to say receipt. He just motioned.
Yeah.
And
I didn't think about this until just now, but if you can't speak it, what's the odds that you're also going to be able to read the receipt?
Yeah, I didn't even think of that last night. Jesus. I don't know.
It's kind of weird. It's a little bit interesting.
That is interesting, Daniel. I did not think of that.
Yeah.
Because we had, like I said, 8 or 10 items. It wasn't a lot. It was like 3 different Gatorades, 2 7-Ups, and some one other thing. So, but he looked at it a long time, and I was like, maybe that was it. Maybe he was pretending to read it. I don't know. But that was my experience at Walmart last night. But again, just curious, how does that translate to your business? I mean, what are you doing? Obviously not you're communicating with English speaking people or whatever language they speak, if you're bilingual or trilingual, whatever. Um, for those of you who don't know, Hecubus speaks 7 languages. I believe he told me one time. So he can correct me if I'm wrong. But Mike said their Walmart's the same way down there. So I don't know, but think of But is there communication breakdown with you and your business or your crews and your customers? You know, uh, I don't know. Just y'all let me know. Let me know.
Well, also, I
Um,
think a good point to make on this is like, what are you doing to not necessarily like fully cross train somebody, but to give somebody enough information so that when a situation occurs, especially a regular situation, like they might not be masters of whatever skill that is yet, but enough to where they can get by in that thing. Like it's hard to come up with a great scenario other than just like the obvious of
I don't think
not
that it was
being
an
the
intent to be rude.
no,
You know.
but it was just like it was an inability to do the job that you would think they would be able to do. But like let's say you it's you're a small company, it's you and somebody else helping, and you're mowing or you're doing something loud where somebody's not going to approach you, maybe a homeowner or somebody else, and try to talk to you, so they go to the other person and they might ask a couple of questions. If you haven't trained that person to be able to like respond to just the basic stuff, then that could be a similar situation that somebody has with your company, right? Like
Yeah.
so what, figure out what those basics are. I don't know come off the top of my head what those questions might be that somebody might. What's your phone number? That could be a thing that somebody might ask. And if somebody working for you doesn't know your phone number and somebody asks you, it's like, well, that kind of seems a little weird.
You're right.
Or just stuff like that. So I can't think of any other situation in this particular moment, but like figure that out. If somebody, whether it's regularly or not, what how are you training your people? I guess that's what it comes down to. Because you could train somebody, you could train me to know one word of Japanese if I'm working in Japan at a Japanese Walmart, to know the word for receipt, right? Like
Right.
the store should be doing that. And the same is true here. Like that person should know the word receipt, even if they can't make a full sentence out of "Can I see your receipt?"
Right.
So that's
Right.
just bad training.
Hmm. Ben makes a good point here. He sent me a text. He says often we have to engage them first. They might be conserving their energy for the duration of the day. I mean, that could be part of it. Let's see what Doug's got to say. Let's see. He said, Daniel, that's a great point. Doesn't speaking and reading go hand in hand?
Yeah.
You know,
I'm trying to learn a couple languages right now, and I can read it better than I can speak it.
really.
Yeah. That's always been. I don't know if that's just a thing because that's how my brain works, or if that's just a normal thing, um but yes, it certainly does go together. But like I said, you should still be able to train somebody on what one word is.
Mike said, all joking aside, that English is probably the third language at Walmart.
It's
It's
it's potentially,
it's
yeah,
potentially,
second or third it could be at any
yeah.
given time. So,
So
um I mean, and that's like being the customer too. You get to choose. Like you get to choose if you go back to Walmart, so
yeah,
if
yeah.
if if people don't continue to go back in because they think that experience wasn't good, they don't want to be in that position again, then that's the consumer's ability to try to make change.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing within your business. If people don't like the experience they get, they're going to go somewhere else. So you got to respond to that and go, well, what do I need to change in order for people to not go somewhere else?
And and I think that's the whole correlation and connection that we want to make today here on my show is, it may not be, we're not directly communicating per se with somebody as a greeter or checking them out, but your communications with your customers, either when they call and how you follow up and how you respond to a complaint, those things that Daniel just said, what's going to keep them at your place versus somebody else? And, it goes back to that customer satisfaction versus customer loyalty thing. And, the reality of it for me is, that I was a satisfied customer when I left. I went in and got what I wanted. So I was satisfied from that standpoint. But would I be loyal, or would I go to Kroger or some other food store, or Target or whatever next time, thinking, man, at least they have they communicate easier and better with me.
Yeah,
I don't
or
know. And for
even
some people, won't care.
no, some people won't care, but here's the elevated experience, and I get, like, at a very busy time of day, this isn't a reality. But let's say that person is capable of communicating with you and gives you a very personal experience. They ask you, "Hey, looks like you got some pretty cool stuff in your cart. Are you planning on having a party or something?" And it, like I said, this isn't a thing that's going to happen, especially like at Costco, and it's just boom, boom, boom out the door. But maybe that person makes a good impression on you, and you're like, "Hey, let's go back and see, Frank at the,
Yeah.
greeting desk or whatever."
Yeah.
Instead of going, "Well, I could go to Kroger, I could go to Walmart. They're pretty much side by side. Which one am I going to choose?" That little positive interaction could make you choose to go back to Walmart.
One or the other, and to that point, I did have another interaction at the deli with some lady, tried, and she was completely English speaking. Okay. I walked up to the deli. She was cleaning up for the night because we went, I don't know, 8:39 something. We went up there a little late, not late, but you know what I mean. And so she was cleaning things out, and I walked up. I just wanted to see what they had in like their hot trays, you know, and I really expected her to at some point and say, would can I help you with something? But she didn't acknowledge that I was there. So I mean, they're 3 for 3 on that at that
Yeah.
particular store. I'm not saying that's their image they want or that's their brand, but again, looking at it from your perspective, from your business, whether you're a one truck operation or a multi crew company, what perception does a consumer have of your company, and what reality do they have? Because like Hecubus taught me several years ago, and I never thought about this till he said it, because we talk about creating perceived value, perceived value, perceived value. Matter of fact, we're going to talk about that next week in my bidding and estimating seminar we're doing up there for the Indiana Lawn and Landscape Association. But the reality of it is, I think a lot of times we get lost in the transition of what we should be communicating versus what we are communicating. But the consumer's perception is the reality that we live in within our business. And I think that's in any business, you know? I mean, my perception's not going to change to that event, regardless of how much positive marketing I see on TV with Walmart,
Right.
you know?
Yeah, that's not in their commercials.
That's not there. So think about what you can do
This also kind of goes back
to increase your perception for your customers.
This goes back kind of to your show last week or whenever it was about feedback.
Right. Right.
Like they being the bigger they of Walmart, whether it's the manager, whoever, doesn't necessarily know, especially right away, that happened.
Right. Yeah, and they'll never know
And they
because I'm
won't.
not the person that's going to go on Facebook or social media and evaluate it, or give them a 3-star review or
Yeah.
Whatnot. So that's where, to your point, what we talked about when we say, well, no news is good news. That's not true.
Mm-hmm.
That's not true at all. So, anyways, I don't know. I thought those would be a few fun things to talk about today. Fun stories and how they can relate to your own business from a rebranding standpoint, if you've considered that. I would say this, if you don't necessarily have to rebrand, because most companies don't. But if it's something you've considered and you've got valid reasons in your mind, if if you're thinking it would probably help your customers or the people that are consuming your goods and services are probably thinking, that it'll probably help. So, anyways, Daniel, with that being said, what are you doing fun?
Probably end up at the lake tomorrow.
Think you might ride down?
Yep, think we're gonna be there.
All right. Bring your clothes for 109 heat index.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Swimming trunks and
Nice.
damn. Kyle, you going? Y'all end up going to the lake? Damn. Good deal. Katie, did you decide if you're going to the game tonight?
It's not her decision to decide.
Oh, that's true. They're waiting on the older people to decide. They're supposed to be going to a baseball game tonight, and but Kyle keeps harassing. Kyle's bullying Katie. Kyle wants to use our tickets that we have here, because they got money value on it for snacks versus the extra tickets that we don't. But they do that.
Extra tickets do have.
Oh, do they do that as well?
Mhm.
Damn, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay, I've never told anybody that. See, here we go. Daniel, here's a breakdown. No, I know you do, and you do 99.73%.
Well,
of
most
them.
of the times people getting the tickets are getting the official column tickets, the first tickets.
Yeah.
They definitely, obviously, everybody knows they do. So,
but yeah, that's cool. That's cool. So, anyways, all right. Well, hey, you guys have a great day today. I appreciate y'all tuning in here with us here on Profit Time on Lawn Pro Radio. Have a great weekend. I hope your Friday turns out great. I'm looking forward to I'm gonna bail out of here in about 3 minutes and head toward the house, get my bag packed, and go down and see my friends down there at the lake while they're camping. And I don't know what the plans are down there. I don't know if we're just sitting outside and roasting or what the plan is, but regardless, that's probably going to be it, for most of it. But hey, we're going to have a good bunch of people down there. Going to be a lot of us having fun. Hope you get to have fun this weekend, and we will see you guys on Monday. And remember the most important thing, and that is profit is not a dirty word. We'll see you next time.